What minis are OP, what minis are too weak, and what balance changes do they need? Let's talk about that. Hello everyone, my name is ShiuMing, and today I'm going to do a podcast video with Siddhanth, another Clash Mini YouTuber. We are going to talk about the minis in the current meta right now, and we're going to talk about the balance changes that they might need in the future, such as how the miner can be nerfed and how the healing ranger can be buffed. This is a super interesting conversation, so stay tuned to the end. I hope you enjoy this. Please like and subscribe, and let's get started straight away. So here we have Siddhanth on the channel. Thanks for joining us, Siddhanth.
Hello, Royal Minis. I'm Siddhanth. You guys know me, like used to know. Hi, I'm back.
Great, so let's get straight into it. So first, let's talk about the general state of the game. First off, it's still beta, so it's definitely not perfect. But what do you think is the state of the game right now, considering it as a beta game? Because in my opinion, it seems pretty polished. It seems like great for a beta game standard. But of course, there are lots of tweaks we're going to talk about. So what do you think about that?
As usual, if we see the name Supercell developing a game, we can expect quality. So the name itself stands for its quality, and we are definitely seeing it in the game, like how polished it is and how smooth the graphics and all the stuffs are. Even though there are some bugs which can be fixed, but it looks really great, and the depth aspect of the game looks also like really great. You have daily rotation of quests, and you got the ladder which got redesigned. The challenge coins got removed, and that's nice. We got some 22 minis, and it's doing nice with the 6 heroes comp.
Yeah, true. There's like a lot of updates just right now, 2 months into the game beta launch. So that's really great. It's great to see them constantly improving on the game and stuff. One point I want to touch on is, of course, you said that Supercell has this high standard of games, which of course I totally agree. How polished, how great do you think Clash Mini is compared to other Supercell games?
Flash Mini is like, you just basically made a cuter version of the Clash characters. Everyone said it's like cute and simple and stylish. I really liked how it is going right now, and it's just simple and it's like eye catching.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, graphics, the artwork really sells this game out. So now let's move on to some more controversial stuff about Clash Mini, which is some balance changes and like the meta right now. So first, let's talk about first we got the Knight, the two Elixir Mini. I think the problem of the Knight is that the guard really overshadows it. So what do you think can we do to like make the guard the equivalent to Knight?
Really, a small advantage that it's super stacks up while using the ability. So it really hasn't found its place due to every other mini goes like 2 damage per second. You just cannot find a place, accurate place for its protection to work out properly.
Okay, next we have the Barbarian, one of the strongest minis in the game. It's definitely needs to be nerfed. I don't think that is even a question. How do you think can the Barbarian be nerfed?
So the barbarian problem is it with infinitely stack problem. Its attack just stacks like infinitely, which it is just too much stats for its cost. It costs like 2 elixir, but it goes to infinity. I would like to cap the base stack till 5 times, and then the first star upgrade can go up to 7 or 10 times. That's the balance I would like to introduce.
Yeah, I think that would definitely make the Barbarian weaker. I mean, I think it will make the Barbarian way weaker, in fact. So I think one of the problem about this mini is that its fundamental design makes it so that it will either be OP or it will either be trash. So I'm very interested to see how the dev team manages to balance the Barbarian.
All right. So next we have the miner.
The miner, he's definitely going to be strong like this entire time. The design of it just makes it strong. But one thing I think it can be due to nerf it is like nerf the second star ability, the burst ability. Because when people talk about how 3-star miners are OP, they wreck 3 or 4 troops, it's usually about the second star ability, which makes the miner just go ham on everything. So I think nerfing that could really reduce the impact that the miner can have to the backline troop. So yeah, I think that could be done to nerf the miner a bit, but it would definitely be here to stay in the long term.
That's the same changes I would like to also see, and I would like to suggest B-Rat to play the Clash Mini because he would be super excited to see how OP the miner is because it doesn't heal troops in here.
The sixth troop here we got is the Wizard. Now this is pretty interesting because the Wizard has been pretty good this meta, mainly because of the battle healer being strong and that his ability can counter that. So I think the Wizard is like perfectly balanced right now. I think it has its place. It isn't that strong. It's situational. I think this is one of the most balanced minis in the game. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I would also go with the same tune, but I feel like the spicy upgrade, the third star upgrade, which makes it a bit too OP against some minis. I would like to nerf it like um reduce the amount to half of it, like full not.
Now that I hear it, I think that could be a great like nerf. I wouldn't want to say nerf because Wizard isn't that strong, but the problem
Yeah,
with troops like these is that it just counters this one or two troops, and it makes the game a bit unfair for those facing against the Wizard. So I think that could balance itself out. That could be a good option. So next up we have the giant skeleton. What do you think about this? Do you think he's too strong right now after his nerf?
it's like a less viable unit, but the dead damage is still the problem. Dead damage and its uh, longing and its ever long range, which just goes like too much into the board, attacking the furthest line minis also if it crosses the board. I mean, I would like to reduce the blast radius a little bit, like reduce one row and one column. Its damage is okay. It can. It is meant to be, that dealer. So I would like to reduce its radius a tiny bit.
So the radius, are you talking about the radius of the two-star ability or just the general radius?
The two-star ability.
Again, if it needs to be nerfed, that could be a good option, but I think the giant skeleton is good. I think he doesn't need to be nerfed. I think he's alright. He does his job, which is like a tank. But as I said, he's great in Archer Queen decks, but he really isn't found anywhere else because you really can't have a slot to put the Giant Skeleton in. Like there's all those other great options out there, and there's really not a spot to put Giant Skeleton in with the other decks. So I think he's good. He's good in his Archer Queen deck, and I think it. That's it. So now we have the Dark Goblin. The Dark Goblin right now, he's really strong, I think. I think he could use a small nerf, but nothing too big. I think he's pretty good. Like, he could be nerfed, but not really. He pairs great with Barbarian King, but the ShiuMing index really counter it. I think, yeah. What do you think about this?
I would say nerf it's like, as I said with the barbarian, stop it going to the infinity. Take it as base as 5 and the first ability to go till 7 or 10. That's my opinion again. To equivalent the same type of minis.
I think that could be an option, but I don't think that's the best one because the Dark Goblin in itself, the normal hit speed is already very quick without the first star ability. His hit speed is already quicker than most range troops, and just because of that, he already has a place in the meta. So I don't think the extra one-star ability gives it way more use. So I don't think nerfing that could would be very efficient, in my opinion. But I could see where you're coming from. So the next troop here we got is the Bowler. The Bowler, another troop that I thought is gonna be strong in the meta, but turns out he isn't. So what do you think causes the Bowler to be like kind of weak in this meta?
It's the same problem as with the spare word. People use it for the its clash ability, and it just becomes useless after that. That's the one thing, and it's 2 damage really puts in a good spot. But as it had a meta, I think it will probably be just like this for some time until they nerf the clash ability or rework the clash abilities. I would like to wait to what will happen to the clash abilities and see how this bowler shapes into.
The Bowler really depends on the meta. If the meta is more about the sustained damage, Bowler is not going to be meta at all. If the meta is all about this first hand burst damage, like the burst damage over the first few seconds, the bowler is going to be really meta. So it really depends on what is meta, what isn't meta. And now this meta is just not for the bowler. I will wait for the next meta and see how it is, and then we can decide on what we're going to do with the bowler.
The last ranged 3 elixir is the healing ranger. We thought it would be OP alongside the battle healer as it is a healer and it got a buff, but I think it's still not enough. Maybe increase its hit speed a little bit. Maybe that you can put some effort.
I think the problem of the Healing Ranger is like the same as the problem it had before the update, which is her healing is still too inconsistent. You don't know you don't know where she's gonna heal, you don't know what she's gonna heal, and I think that inconsistency really makes the Healing Ranger unreliable. Whereas for the Battle Healer, her heals are always very consistent. It's always the same range, the same heal. But for the healing ranger, she's just very inconsistent, which I think is why she isn't in the meta right now. So I think just somehow improving her accuracy, improving her consistency, could make the healing ranger a lot more stronger in the meta. Moving on to the Pekka. The Pekka, he's really a underrated mini right now. He's pretty strong. He's great at what he does. So what do you think should be done to her?
It's Mama Pekka. It's a she, I think. Okay. Pekka, I would, as you said, it's in a pretty good spot. It does deal the damage when you expect it to do. I would like to have no balance changes for it.
Yeah, agreed. She doesn't need any balance changes.
Okay, next, moving on. We have the magic archer, the 4 elixir ranged unit. What do you say?
I say this for like a lot of minis. He's good at what he does. He's good at countering shooting decks. He's good as like the support range unit. And I don't think he needs to be nerfed or buffed. I think again he's good at what he does. And he needs skill to use, and I think that's a really good thing about it. So yeah, I'm really liking how the Magic Archer is in the meta right now.
Yeah, uh, sometimes it is also overshadowed by the miner, which just counters him like hell. So yeah, nerfing its counters a little bit can bring this into the meta.
Okay, there's a second last mini here, which is the Mega Knight. The Mega Knight again, another very underrated mini.
It really puts himself alongside the Pekka. It's really tanky and it's not like too broken in the Clash Royale. Its stun and the damage is pretty much good, but it just really lags back in the damage dealing part where it gets overwhelmed by the barbarian stuff.
I actually saw this great combo, which is the Mega Knight and the Pekka, and I tried it. It works very well. So I think just because of the tankiness of the Mega Knight, it definitely has its place in meta in like Archer Queen decks or Royal Champion decks. I think he's a very balanced mini, and once again, he's good at what he does. So yeah, I think we should just keep the Mega Knight that way. So be sure to check out Siddhanth's channel, and if you have any different opinions about these minis, please leave them in the comment section below. And let's see if this video hits 10 likes, I'll try to do another podcast video with Siddhanth. How does that sound? So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for the bad audio quality. Please subscribe and check out my Twitter account. My name is ShiuMing, and peace.